Hi, and welcome to day 3 of the Strike Back Videoathon. Oh my god! Today's prompt was your favorite fantasy reads. And I was so excited for this because fantasy is my favorite genre. Those types of books are definitely ones that shaped me as a reader. So the first book I'm going to talk about is my favorite book from the Harry Potter series. Gotta mention Harry Potter when you talk about fantasy. Harry Potter, the series, really inspired me on so many different levels as a little 8 to 13-year-old reading these books. So my favorite Harry Potter book of all time is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I just love all the little challenges that he has to do during the tournament. The maze in the book is several chapters long and it's epic. There's so many things that he has to do, and I just thought it was so imaginative and fun and creative, and it was kind of like the last Harry Potter book that was joyful, I guess, because then after Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, that's when things start to get serious. The ending of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, oh my god, it just gets very dark, which I like. I like the darkness in Harry Potter, but I love that the Goblet of Fire is such a good combination of joyful, fun, adventuresome, magical moments with also this prevailing darkness that's creeping up on them. Love it. So the next book I want to talk about is The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. The Lord of the Rings is another series that really influenced me as a youngster. I read the books when I was 10 after seeing the movies. I loved the movies, and the books really inspired me because I was convinced that as a little 10-year-old that they would be way too hard to read, and it took me forever to read these books, but I did, and I felt so accomplished, and I realized that I could do anything. So those books really hold a special place in my heart, and my favorite of The Lord of the Rings is The Return of the King. It has so much action and fun times, and the feels are enormous, and it's great. Honestly, I cannot recommend Lord of the Rings enough. The next book on my list is from one of my favorite fantasy authors of all time, and that is Emperor Mage by Tamara Pierce. So Emperor Mage is the third book in the Immortals quartet. As I get older, I think the Immortals is probably my favorite quartet. It used to be the Song of the Lioness, but things have shifted a little bit. The Immortals Quartet is about a girl named Dane who discovers that she has wild magic, which means that she can communicate with nature, and her magic comes from nature. It starts out when she's 12 or 13, and she meets a sorcerer named Numair who helps her out to really discover her true potential, and they have so many adventures, but Emperor Mage is by far my favorite. They are sent on a diplomatic mission to this neighboring country, and while they're there, there's all kinds of weird things that are going on that Dane is investigating. There's a prince character who's really cool. Dane honestly has zero chill in all of these books, and I just really admire her spunk. It's beautiful. The next book on my list is one that I have not read in such a long time, but it enchanted me as a young reader, and that is Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. Oh my god, this book, it just captured my soul. It's about a girl named Maggie, and she discovers that her father has this ability where everything that he reads comes to life. So he reads from this book called Inkheart. Many years ago, he accidentally sets free several characters from the Inkheart book, including the villain, and then his wife accidentally gets sucked into the book. So Maggie and her dad go into the ink world to try and solve this problem, and I just loved it. It was just it was so good. So the next book on my list is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. This is the third book in the Song of Ice and Fire books, and it is by far my favorite. I think it's the best written, it's the best paced book. There's just so much that goes down in this book. I love all the Song of Ice and Fire books though. You really should check them out. I feel like A Storm of Swords is George R.R. Martin at his peak in this series, and it's just amazing. Oh my god, my foot's falling asleep. The next book on my list is one of my favorite middle grade fantasies, and that is The Two Princesses of Bamar by Gail Carson Levine. So she's the author of Ella Enchanted, and this is another fantastic book. It has the same humor and imagination that Ella Enchanted did. So the story of The Two Princesses is basically that there's this horrible plague that comes into the realm, and one of the sisters becomes ill with this mortal plague. And so the other sister, who is not very brave, she's very cowardly and shy, sets on this quest to find the cure for the plague, while her sister, who is very brave and courageous, is bedridden. And it's just like a really cool story. Like, their roles get reversed. I just love what Addie, the main character, learns throughout the course of the story. And I love the magic too. The magic in this is so creative and fun, and she uses some English folklore, but she also does some cool things that she created herself, and it's great. I really want to reread it. I just recently bought this copy so I could reread it. So those were my favorite fantasy reads. Let me know what some of your guys's are. I honestly have not read like a really amazing fantasy book in a while, so I need some recommendations. Oh my god. So now I'm going to shout out a smaller channel. This channel is one of my faves, and she's also a big fan of fantasy, and that is Nina from Demigods Are Dauntless. She's always very thoughtful in her videos. She's very chill, and she has lots of cool recommendations. She also reads comics, which is cool because I am still trying to figure out comics. And yeah, she's just overall a great gal, so go check her out. And I will also leave the links down below for the creators of this video event, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!